When it comes to the world of Arknights, most of y'all are probably familiar to Terra, even if just partially. Whether it being its regions or history that unfolded within Arknight's story, with Arknight's Endfield we will explore a fully new place of the Arknight's universe, namely Talos 2. But what really is an interesting thought is to ask if Terra and Talos 2 are connected. And that's exactly what we will talk about today. And not as a theory, but as a cohesive lore video for all of ya who are just as addicted to lore as myself. So sit back or take a nap as I will tell you about the connection of Terra and Talos 2. Before I will proceed, I have to inform you that this video will contain major spoilers for both the story of Arknights and Arknight's Endfield, so be warned. Terra, meaning Earth from Latin, is the world where the Arknight story takes place. It's often also referred to as this great land or the land, which comes from the perspective of the Arknight's characters, talking about all of Terra that is known to them, as Terra itself, by their population, is divided into two terms: the known world and the uncharted world. The known world is, as you can guess by its name, every ounce of the place that is known to the population, while the uncharted world is seen as the great beyond, which is the unexplored areas of Terra. Whether there exists equivalents of New World or a Terra Australis. For those unaware of what a Terra Australis is, it's Latin for southern land, which in this case describes a hypothetical continent. Speaking of continent, Terra's known world is located on a massive supercontinent that is, in a geology sense, the assembly of most or all of Earth's continental blocks or cratons to form a single large landmass. Take Europe as an example and make it connect to America and Africa, making it a supercontinent as it takes most of the continental plates. And as you can see on this community-made map of Terra, here you have all regions, such as Ursus, Yan, Victoria or Laterano. A neat fact: the different regions are portraying regions in real life. Lathanian is based on Germany, Laterano is based on Italy, Ursus is based on Russia, and so on. While most of the land is covered by arid deserts and wastelands due to desertification and disasters, the temperature and fertile regions exist in areas near bodies of water, which makes the most central regions the most fertile land. Most terrains are covered in ice and deserts with extreme weather conditions that makes claiming a new land very difficult, but also makes explorations very valuable. Though it's not only the weather that makes it difficult, especially the Originum Prime Vein's presence underneath. Although it's not only the weather that makes it difficult, it's especially the Originum Prime Vein's presence underneath. These Originum Prime Veins are separated into three total, being the Jingyu Prime Vein, the Colossal Prime Vein, and the Tarangos Prime Vein, with the Colossal Prime Vein being the one located in the drastic climate and terrain. Or TLDR, Terra is like our Earth, with even more drastic climate disasters and the funny rock disease. But how does Terra tie to Talos 2? First and foremost, Talos is a planet in the same galactic cluster as the world of Arknights. It is noted that it has multiple natural satellites or moons that are able to manipulate the geographical properties of another planet, one of which is Talos 2. That acts as the setting of Arknight's Endfield. Talos 2 is a natural satellite of the gas giant named Talos. Yeah, that's right. The big Talos is a gas planet like Neptune or Uranus. All of this begs a question: who are we and how did we get to Talos 2?
There were 128,793 Terrans on Talos 2 at your birth. A single gate bridged two worlds. We crossed the vast cosmos and arrived at this foreign home. However, all our dreams and plans fell into ruin at that same gate. Behind us, the broken bridge crumbled. Every famine and mass casualty risked dooming our civilization. The First Angloid War saw this world spawn countless war machines, steeped in malice. You led the fledgling alliance and banished the threat into the ether side. pieces lost, Originium and you ravaged, victory's toll was heavy. Then the Humiliation War reignited fratricide, nearly pushing Terrans to the edge of full-scale civil war. The seed you sowed bloomed in time. At the cliff's edge, people paused and pledged the Band Accord. Decades later, we ushered in an age of prosperity. Cities rose in the south. The civilization band grew rapidly. Time and time again, you rose from your slumber to guide civilization, leading us away from the broken bridge. However, as the enemy licked its wounds, we scrounged for resources and survival, neglecting our original vision. And the Originium's wounds never truly healed. The decay spread. With every slumber, you lost more. In year 139, as the exiles returned, the Second Anglo War stood at our doorstep. We were forced to initiate an ill-prepared expedition. Your sacrifice exceeded the worst thresholds. The Originium is still collapsing. We never truly left that broken bridge. Execute the Zeroth Directive. Deploy the PAC. Revive the pulse of life. Treasure your very last chance.
Simply put, all of the people that travel to Talos 2 are Terrans that fled Terra via a bridge that collapsed after passing it, making a way back nearly impossible. A bridge in the space terminus functions as a metaphorical bridge to cross two intervals, or in this case two thresholds, measured in light years or travel year, or in this case two thresholds measured in light years or travel time. And as the civilization began to prosper again, new discoveries were made, and somehow it all ties back to the Ant-Man. While the main threat on Terra was not only the political views of other regions, or the fact that people only wanted to survive while others shed those who were weak, out of a delusional hatred. The biggest threat was indeed the Originium that spread and emerged through various lands, that corrupted the fields, cursed the people, and served as the living hellfire to the planet itself. And on Talos 2, the threat is not only Originium that somehow emerged once again, no. We also had and still have to deal with the surging ether. The problems are a big threat of all of life, and Talos 2. And the Ant-Man serves as the conductor, I might say, to lead the people and protect them. And since the Ant-Man ties deeply to the Originium, it is unclear if that is a good or bad thing. However, someone came a hold on how to use Ether and makes her the threat of the remaining Terran civilization on Talos 2.
The Ether Side. An aberrant dimension, forbidden to life. Death has trailed us ever since that first encounter. An exploration team, an observatory, a nomadic city. We explored the unknown, each step bought with sacrifice. But the deeper we search, the crueler the truth we find. The Ether resists the preservation of life and breaks information links. Where Ether flows, life withers, and Originium fails. Anything tainted by Ether will inevitably turn into a source of the blight. We can't predict the Ether. We can only raise strongholds, for we dwell beside oblivion. But true protection comes only from knowledge gathered. During the First Angloid War, witnesses of the Aurora devised a simple method of depth measurement. A year after the war, the Hannibit Circuit found the Lost Science Team's manual. It completed the theory of rift formation. Talosian calendar year 17, the Band Accord was signed. Experimental Gloom project resumed. Blight matter conversion threshold logged. Year 146. A monitoring station at the Wuling Very Large Rift was rebuilt, exceeding the 36-second observation limit. Inch by inch, we elucidated the unknown, till an unprecedented threat emerged from the darkness. Since then, our research has stayed on the fringe, never venturing into the ether side. All ether-related projects are closely monitored to avoid any risks. Now, someone who can manipulate the ether has appeared. She holds the seed of destruction. And she has lit a fire in the wilds.
I might have drifted off a bit here, so let's come back to the main question. Are Terra and Talos 2 connected? Yes, they are. Both planets share the same galactic universe and is giving Terrans a place to stay despite all the threats and wars happening in between the civilization. But what do you think? Will we find a way to revisit Terra in the future? Or will very famous faces making an appearance on Talos 2? Let me know in the comments. Also feel free to correct me if anything is not entirely true. I will pin your comment and correct my error if needed. Anyhow, have a good one everyone. Peace out.